You know how these people get popularity? By saying the controversial thing.
Alright, let's get this shit over with. Now, my very, very small audience would know that I am known for some of the most heinous opinions to ever exist, and I'm now adding more wood in the bonfire. But the thing is, you know, this game to me is very important. Without this game, I wouldn't be as addicted to zombies as I am today. And that shows that even though I think that this is probably my least favorite Treyarch game that I've played so far, it's still very good. But even a child who once loved his parents deeply would resort to dancing in their grave. Anyway, moving on. The most unique aspect about this game is what I honestly find to be the most destructive thing about it. No map in this game has the same basic formula. Every single one of them is different. And they don't only differ in complexity, they pretty much differ about a lot of things. For example, Mob of the Dead and Origins are both very complex maps, but they both serve different things. Mob of the Dead is more story-driven, while Origins is a lot more gameplay-driven. And this uniqueness between maps is one of the many aspects of this game that are praised by the community. But why I find it to be a con a lot more than a pro, this game has only 6 maps. That is if we don't count the smaller sections of them, but I don't want to count them in because 3 of them don't even have survival modes, and the other 3 are severely lacking in fundamental zombies gameplay. Back to what I was saying, this game has only 6 maps. That is incredibly low, and that's why a map system like this doesn't work. Because chances are, most people would like 2 to 3 maps. If they're extremely agreeable, it would be 4, but it would never go above that. Also, with a map system like this, the maps don't feel like they're designed for Black Ops 2. It feels like most of them would be way better in different games. The layout of the Victus maps would be way more compatible in a game like Cold War. Nuketown has a chaotic structure akin to Black Ops 1 maps, so it would work way better in that game. Mob would fit in a lot more with Black Ops 4, because it's more story-driven than it is gameplay-driven, and it has a low amount of perks, and even self-revives that you spawn with. And I think people would like the Black Ops 3 version of Origins a lot more if the Black Ops 2 Origins didn't exist. So what Black Ops 2 is just basically a mashup of a bunch of games put together. So my question is, why would you play a game that only has parts of it that matches your interest, when you can play another game that completely matches your interest? The way that difficulty is handled in this game is absolutely fucking terrible. Now, don't get me wrong, every single game after has some insane shit. Monkey bomb traps, ballistic knives.
I can literally just play this game with my right hand.
Look at this shit.
War machines, flamethrowers, slides, and this dumb shit.
But none of them, boy, not a one, shares that trait with you so vile it drives me to retch. You
are fucking boring. Every aspect is either for defense or for convenience, and there is none for offense. What that entails is that your gameplay consists of a ridiculously easy setup, a strategy that makes you completely invincible, and a ridiculous amount of downtime between rounds. It's as if Krillin made a wish with the Dragon Balls to become immortal and is fighting against Ultra Instinct Goku. One thing that I also hate about this is that the box is completely shafted in this game. The wall weapons in this game are absolutely ridiculous, especially in the Victus maps. The AN-94 is comparable to every single weapon in the box, and it has over 600 ammo and is a wall weapon. The SVU is still a one-shot kill in the 30s, and it's also the best point weapon in all of zombies. A wall weapon. Remember when the box used to be important and used to be a ray of hope for zombies players to get rid of their wall weapons? Because because wall weapons were supposed to be bad weapons. I miss those days. Oh, and all that bullshit, and I haven't even started talking about the bank. In terms of early game, this is the most broken thing in the entire game mode. More broken than even Gobblegum. I mean, take a look at this. Every single perk in the map, 3 pack-a-punched weapons, 2 of them are wonder weapons, and the time bomb. On round 1, there is not a single gobblegum setup, elixir setup, or anything, literally anything that can pull that shit. I mean, I could have gotten even further and gotten all the buildables on the map. Furthermore, getting points for the bank is so unbelievably easy with the extra sniper points permaperk. Get an SVU off the wall, get 10 long shots with it, and congratulations, you are now capable of getting 120,000 points every time you play up until round 20. Listen, the issue with the extremely powerful wall weapons, the /give points command block, and all the other things that I haven't mentioned like Afterlife, the ridiculous amount of reserve ammo that every single weapon has, including wonder weapons, the easily accessible wonder weapons, the fridge, and etc., is that they only serve as ridiculous convenience or overpowered defense. And the only consequence of this is making the early game ridiculously fast and easy, which is something that you shouldn't do. And what's sad about this is that 4 out of the 6 maps are designed this way. To prove how terrible this idea is, let's look at one of the 2 maps that doesn't feature this ridiculous stuff. Origins. Now, I have my personal issues with this map, but I can still give it some credit. What is the first thing you do when you spawn in Origins? You prepare for the Panzer. Because if you don't, you're gonna get fucked. And the only way to be able to be prepared for the Panzer is you need to be conservative with your points, you need to be conservative with your ammo, you need to get jug, you need to get a shield, you need to know when to open certain doors, that sort of thing. Making one mistake can make dealing with the Panzer significantly more difficult. But however, once you kill him, it feels so fucking satisfying. Now you look at the Black Ops 3 remaster where you can just use gobblegums to become more powerful and just get an ultimate staff before round 6 or something like this. Or you can do what I did here and just get a Mauser pack-a-punched. And the Panzer is no longer an issue at all. And he will never be an issue at all. But what is the biggest consequence of being all defense and no offense is the ridiculous amount of downtime between rounds. Now, this ridiculous downtime was also in Black Ops 1. The difference, however, is that Black Ops 1 made you feel way more stranded than in Black Ops 2. The wall weapons were significantly weaker than the box weapons, which means that you had to use the box to progress. The wonder weapons were required to go to high rounds, and even they had their faults. Like, for example, being incapable of getting drops or requiring a certain perk for it to be usable. These things made high rounds more nerve-wracking and more tense. And you get moments like this.
ايه؟
انك تنزل على واحد بدون اي شو اسمه.
اي سبب؟
وفى طوال نارق.
Now, in Black Ops 2, these moments do happen. Like this insane clip here, where I barely managed to get out using the Zoom Hilda shenanigans. The 4 other maps that I mentioned never feel this sort of difficultness. Never feel this nerve-wracking, never feel this tense. When one of them has unlimited lives that makes it so that death feels inconsequential, and the other 3 have mod tools that makes it so that you feel dissatisfied because you're using a loadout that you didn't even earn. You get this feel of lifelessness. It's as if you're AI programmed with a Python script to keep playing until you completely shut down. And you don't even get rewards for that matter. There's no currency that you get like liquid divinium elixir or ethereum crystals. You don't get any camos, you don't level up your weapons. There's only a ranking system that is notorious for how little information it gives you on how it works. And the games after have a far superior version with their prestige system. All of these factors hinder the replayability of Black Ops 2, and it's the reason why I believe that this is the worst zombies game I've played out of the Treyarch ones. I mean, it's still better than Vanguard though.